Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hey, this is your boy JC from JC Sports Talk. And today I have with me a special guest. When I tell you special, there's no need to introduce him, but I'm going to do it anyway. He is one of the Eagle content creator founder. Ain't nobody out there better than White Rerun, aka Denzel Washington, aka King Dingbag. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hand together. I don't care if you're in your car, if you're driving, just tap on the steering wheel. Let's go. Let's bring him in, Mr. Philly 500. What's going on, Philly 500?
What is up, my man? When you said special, I was thinking, what did he just say about me here? What's going on, man? Thank you for the great intro. I appreciate you having me on. That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Hey, man, look, it's always good to see a friendly face when it's time for draft, because who knows how happy we're going to be after the draft. So we might as well just get all our laughs out now, our smiley faces out now, because who knows what's going to happen. So, hey, man, how is your offseason going so far?
My off season's been up and down. There's things that I'm kind of antsy about. There's things that I like. Kind of a bit all over the place when it comes to this Eagles team. But I think the draft can make me feel a lot better if they go out and they do the right things. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, look, the draft remind me of my childhood, right? Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You always wait and you have a wish list. I mean, I give my parents a big old wish list, right? And then when Christmas comes around, nothing on that list is under the tree. So I'm hoping that Howie Roseman could do a lot better than my parents did on Christmas. That he can at least give me somebody, at least in the first round. You know what I mean? At least in the first round. I mean, you got 2 picks, you had 3. So how are you feeling about this whole trading picks with the Saints stuff? We had 3 first, and now we have 2 and some future picks.
I loved that trade. I thought that was the right move. I said from the beginning, there's no way they're picking 3 guys in the first round this year. They're going to trade one of those picks for a first round next year. So that didn't surprise me at all. I thought that is the right move. No question about it. What I think now, and I'm starting to beginning to really think, is I think this team is looking to make a move up into the top 10.
Ooh, top 10.
Matter of fact, I just did a video, and I firmly believe this, and this is just my own opinion, but I think if Sauce Gardner gets to number 6, I think the Eagles are trading up for him.
Whew. Oh man, that's gonna be a haul. Like to go and from 15 to 6,
it'll cost you 2 first-round picks. I think 2 first-round picks, right? Both of them this year. Both of the picks this year, I think gets it done.
So are you giving the
15, 18
this year?
Yeah, I'm giving up 15 and 18, and I'm going up and I'm getting them. And there's 2 reasons why.
I mean, you're trading 15 though. I mean, we still gonna have a first round pick. You just trading, up to go to 6, but you're giving up 18 this year and next year first.
No, I'm giving up the 15th pick and the 18th pick this year. Maybe a mid-round pick, something else. I think that's enough to get it done. I don't think you can't give up the first-round pick next year because you might need that for a quarterback if Jalen Hurts doesn't work out. So I think 15, 18, maybe like a 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, something next year. But I think my theory is that if he gets to 6, they want to move up and get him. Because why would they bring him in for a visit when they know damn well there ain't no opportunity, no way he's falling to 15? You only do that is if you think you could trade up for this guy.
So let me ask you a question. So how much stocks do you put in these visits? Because Olave came, Sauce Gardner came, Brisker came. I mean, so how much stock do you put in these?
I put a fair amount of stock in it. I mean, every once in a while they'll bring in somebody to try to fool other teams and things like that. It just depends on like who it is. Like you don't just bring in all guys that you want to draft in the first round. You could be bringing in guys like for second round, maybe a third round. But a guy like Sauce Gardner, he's a top 10 pick. You're not throwing anybody. You're not throwing anybody off. You're not pulling any smoke screens to bring him in for a visit. The only reason you bring him in for a visit is you're considering trading up for this guy. I think it's the real deal. And then you lose Steven Nelson on top of it, right? So now you don't have a corner. You have a giant hole at corner. He's the best player in the draft, I think.
But so what happened to our last year draft, our 4th round pick in McPherson? Like, I feel like, in order to mortgage the future, that's basically what it is. If you're giving up 2 first round picks, a 3rd and 4th, to go get a DB, man, like, I think that we could just stay at 15th, and get like a Jermaine Johnson, because Graham is getting older, or Barnett. Who knows what Barnett is going to do now? We don't have no rushers. Yeah, we have the middle with Kyle.
Oh, I agree.
But we don't have no DN. So
yeah, I agree. They don't. And it looks like
go that route, then try to get a corner, which you don't really know in the NFL level. Is he going to work out in Cincinnati?
Here's my thinking. And this is just a theory.
Yeah.
Ojabo is going to be sitting there in the second round. They're going to snag him. They want him. That's the target in the second round. Sauce Gardner is a legitimate starter day one. I think he's the best player in the draft. So to me, I think, and the other reason I like this is because I prefer to take the drafting choices out of Howie Roseman's hands. Right? Like, if you know you're getting a guy that's good and supposed to be a top-notch guy, you kind of take it out of Howie's hands. If you're sitting there waiting till 15, then Howie now has to choose who's the 15th best player. I don't trust him. This is just a working theory. I could be totally wrong, but I think that with Steven Nelson going, I think they have a gaping hole at corner. How long is Slay going to be there for? If you get the best player in the draft, even though you're giving up 2 first-round picks this year, you still have 2 first-round picks next year, and you're getting the best player in the draft. I would do it. I would totally do it.
So, are you one cornerback away from fixing this defense?
No, you're not. You're not one corner. You still need a safety. You still need, I think, another linebacker. You need defensive ends, probably 2. But you know, are we going to trust Howie Roseman to pick and hit on all these picks? He doesn't. We have the worst percentage of drafting first-round picks under Howie Roseman out of the whole league. So I just don't trust them. I don't trust them to pick the first-round pick. I don't. I would rather get a guy that I feel like is the closest to a short thing than miss.
I think there will be 3 DBs that's gone in the first 10, the top 10. There's 3 DBs gone.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think Gardner's gone, Stingley, and Duffy.
Yeah, I don't like Duffy. That's okay.
I think all 3 of those guys are gone in top 10. Yeah. So, man, only because I asked you, are we 1 DB away? The defense needs so much more help. I feel like the second round, we could get or move back into the first round by using we have 2 third-round picks, a second next year, just move into the first round to grab your DB, a worst case scenario. But I really want an edge rusher, and I really want either a defensive tackle, because we all know that Fletcher Cox is basically dead man walking. He's gone after this year. Like, there's no way you restructure his contract, put him out on the free agent market, even though you save a couple mil. But we all know that he's gone after this year. So a defensive tackle, an edge rusher, middle linebacker, DB. But, man, we went from 3 first-round picks. If your logic is correct, We went from 3 first-round pick this year to only making 1 pick.
Yeah, that's about exactly what I thought they would do. So it would not surprise me at all. Now, I would say this: if they don't make that trade, I think their first pick is going to be a defensive tackle. I think they're going for a defensive tackle first, because I don't know, the edge rushers look like they're all going really early. I mean, even Jermaine Johnson, I'm seeing things where he's like 9 and 10 and 11. It's like these guys are going really early. So I think, man, I still like Ojabo. I think if you can get him in the second round, do it.
Man. Hey, shout out to everybody that is watching on the stream. Please make sure you hit that like button and make sure you share this stream right now for other people that are that had nothing to do. There's no Sixer game on tonight, so just push them here. So make sure you hit that like button for your boy. Eagles has landed was like, I really like Sauce, but I'm not giving up both 15 and 18 to get them. I'll move up 9 or 10 and take Stanley.
Yeah, and that could be an option too, because you probably don't have to give up 2 first-round picks. You probably can get up to 9 or 10 for like a first and a third or something like that. So that may be a much more doable option. And look, they may say like, well, we're not going after Gardner. We're not going to go after Sauce unless he gets to 8 or 9. I don't know. I'm looking at where the number is, and I'm trying to think what teams want to move out. And I know Carolina's looking to trade back. That's why I bring that 6 up. But I mean, I feel like they're going to do something. I do. I think they're going to do something to surprise all of us.
All right. So in your second round, when will you pick a wide receiver?
I would target. Well, if I keep both my picks,
then
and assuming they're not trading for DK Metcalf with the 18th pick like I want them to, I might get a receiver at 18. Or I would get one in the second round. I think there's a lot of good wide receivers, a lot of good receivers that you could get in the second round too. So I could totally do that. Or do the first round. I like Jameson Williams. I like Garrett Wilson a lot. I'm really big on Garrett Wilson. More than Olave.
He's the best receiver in the draft.
Yeah, I really like Wilson. I don't know if he'll be there. And then there's other guys that I like in the second round that you can get. Like I like the kid from North Dakota State, the Watson kid.
Watson, what big body.
I mean, yeah, there are kids I definitely like in the second round. So you could go in the second round, but what are you going to do in the first? If you have 15 and 18, you're going to go 2 defensive players? Maybe. But here's my question. When you look at the Eagles and you look at what they've done this offseason, at what point do they help the offense? They've literally done nothing to improve their offense.
Well, they tried though. Like they tried, but the price tag was a little bit too much. I mean, we all heard about the whole Calvin Ridley deal, right?
Well, that was cheap. He was going to be a 3rd round pick.
A 3rd round pick, but you still have to pay
I mean, but you got to pay. You got to pay these guys. I mean, there's no the going rate is what the going rate is. You're either going to get these guys or you're not. Like we can't wait. Like my theory is this: you can't wait until everything's perfect and you need that one guy, and then he just magically comes available. Guys become available when they become available. You have to jump on it when it happens. You can't wait. Yeah,
I mean, with that being said, DK Metcalf. You mentioned DK. I mean, you have to pay DK. And now you're trading the pick, and you have to pay him. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles have a lot of holes. Like we're not one player away at one position. We are several players away in several positions. Like I feel like that this draft right here. Let's be smart. I mean, like this is a defense-heavy draft. Like we could beef up this defense so good that next year all we got to worry about, hey, is Hurts the guy? If he's not, draft a quarterback, or if there's a free agent available, then go get a free agent, QB, and then bring him in. And now you could just focus on the wide receivers that's coming out next year. But defense to me was the big issue. I'm tired. I'm watching the Eagles play. We're starting down 14, down 6, and now the game plan is thrown out the trash. and now we got to come back, against
Yeah.
Washington football team, against the Giants. Like, so it's just one of them like, man, defense. And that's another thing too. Like, during the season, every Eagle fan was like, we need defense. The season is over with. Let's get a center. Let's get a wide receiver. Let's get a quarterback. Nobody was mentioning defense no more. Like, it seemed like they have short-term memory that they forgot how mediocre our defense was.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. The defense definitely needs help, but at the same time, there's just a lot. There's multiple issues here because you definitely need to improve your defense, right? There's no question about it. But at the same time, you also need to evaluate your quarterback. To me, you don't have nothing if you don't have a franchise. You got to have a quarterback. It's a lot harder to build a team that just plugs in a average or a decent quarterback and has no holes throughout it. It's easier to get a franchise quarterback. How are we supposed to evaluate Jalen Hurts if you literally give him no help? And if we wanted to draft defense and be okay, go defense, then why did they not do anything to address the offense to help them offensively? That is my problem with this all season is you've totally ignored one side of the ball, and I don't know when you're going to fix it.
Well, the only thing I can say about this, all right, besides wide receiver, what other position do we need on offense? I mean,
I still think you need another interior offensive lineman. I still think you need another running back. You don't know Miles Sanders is going to be. He's got 1 year left. You don't know. Jordan Howard is always hurt. I still think you need it, especially if you're going to be a run first, run heavy team. You need another running back.
Oh man, so we becoming a RB factory now. I mean, we still have Gainwell. We drafted in the 5th round last year. Sanders. We re-signed old Boston Scott. I think Huntley is still on the practice squad. Jordan Howard, look, he's always available to come back. So you would waste what pick, like what round to get a running back?
Oh, maybe 4th round. Somewhere around there. I wouldn't go super high running back. I think you can pick. I think you can get running backs in the mid rounds that are effective, but you do need one. You definitely need one. I still think you need another offensive lineman interior. I'm not a big Sayamalu guy, so I don't care for him. I still think you need another interior offensive lineman. Those are positions that you definitely need. Then you need another wide receiver. I think you probably need maybe 2 wide receivers because Jalen Reagor sucks. He's horrible.
Right.
So my whole point is, yes, we got to fix the defense, but we literally, like, if you just look at what we've done offensively, we've done nothing.
Pascal, and we got Zach Pascal.
I mean, he's going to help replace our Ortega-Whiteside, but that's a slight upgrade. What I want is I want them to be able to say, all right, we put guys around Hurts, and he went out there and he was successful or he wasn't. We now know we need a quarterback or we don't. I don't want it to be a position where it's like we go through a whole season and everybody's like, half the people are like, we need a quarterback. The other half of the people are like, we have no weapons. It's like, I want to know which one it is. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's just like this offseason, like this NFL offseason was crazy. It's like
it's
money
really
is getting thrown out. Like, hey, you are a receiver. Hey, you get $100 million. It was ridiculous. Like, this was one of those offseason where do not fall for the hype. Hey, just let the other team just spend all their money, save yours, because Wilson, the 3rd wide receiver for Dallas Cowboys, the 4th wide receiver, he got a bag. Like, this dude got paid. Like, I mean, you have wide receiver with torn ACLs that won't be able to play to November, December, getting paid. I mean, everybody want to get paid.
One thing about the Dolphins, though, think about this. The one thing after this season they can say for sure is
quarterback.
Who is the guy or not. They can say it because they've got enough weapons to that there's no excuse for him.
Yeah,
That's what I wanted for Hurts. That's what I was hoping we would have, where it could be like, all right, we'll know after this year for sure. That's what I was hoping. If Jalen Reagor is out there playing, running around stinking it up, I can't put that on Hurts. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like the difference between us and Dolphins, their defense was legit. Like they had a shut down corner in Howard. I mean, like, that defense was blown out of control. And the defense coordinator was calling plays like, like blitz packages or dummy calls. And now, boom, they rush back. Like, so do you trust Jonathan Gannon going into the second season as a defense coordinator if he gets the player that he needs to play the right defense?
I don't know. It's totally up in the air. I don't know what to make of him. I will say this, though. I think the Hassan Reddick signing was a good indication that he didn't have the players he needed. I thought that was that's going to be a really big upgrade for the Eagles, I think. I really like the Hassan Reddick signing. I even like the Kazir White signing. I think those were good signings. So I do think the defense has gotten better. They've got a legitimate double-digit sack guy now, right? So it's going to be all how they depend upon how they use Hassan Reddick. But I really like that signing. I do tend to agree with you. I do think this is going to be a defensive draft, especially up early on. So if the Eagles don't do something shocking like I'm thinking, I do think they'll add like a Jordan Davis or somebody like that with the 15th pick. What will they do with the 18th pick? I don't know. But I do think they'll go defense. And I really want Ojabo in a second. Like I think they should definitely go after Ojabo. Let him sit for a year behind Brandon Graham. Let him just recover. Because I think that kid has all the talent in the world.
You think he's going to be there?
He'll be there in the second round. Late second, I think.
The Rams might snatch him up. Because the Rams just won the Super Bowl. I mean, they loaded
they could.
Wagner. And now they got a guy that they don't even have to rush back this year. That would be the perfect spot. The Rams.
I mean, if it was me, I would draft him. I wouldn't even play him next year. Just let him sit out. Stash him away.
Yeah. So as far as the whole Hassan Reddick signing, I mean, do you feel like he's going to be like a Michael Parsons type, a player? I mean, is he going to get used that way? Linebacker and rush.
Well, I got killed for this. Like a week and a half before free agency, I said, watch out. They're going to sign Hassan Reddick. And I was doing it because I went back and I was watching press conferences of Jonathan Gannon. And he was talking about how his defense he wanted to be a hybrid, like a hybrid 4-3-3-4 that can interchange, right? You couldn't really do that last year. But what Hassan Reddick does is he allows you to have that. Like, on passing downs, you can go into like that 3-4 defense where he's an edge rusher. But on running downs and stuff, he can play that 4-3 Sam linebacker. So I expect him to be used all over the place, much like Parsons, I think. Yeah, that should be how they should use him.
Yeah, look, I think that he's more polished than Parsons. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
he might be younger, faster. But Hassan been in the league for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah,
and this guy is legit. Year in and year out. If you use him the right way, I mean, look, this defense could make some noise.
Yeah, well, and he's a guy who's had double-digit sacks on 2 different teams. That tells you right there that he can play. There's no question about it.
So, what do you expect from a BG?
I mean, I think the biggest concern with Brandon Graham is how bad is the injury? Like, how long is it going to take him to get going? An Achilles injury is bad injury, and he's older, so we just don't know. But I expect him to start off slow, and I think by the end of the year he's playing pretty good. And he'll give you his 5.5 to 8 sacks and be good against the run. And I think at the end of the day it'll be typical Brandon Graham. I don't think it'll be much different. Yeah. Brandon Graham's not a double-digit sack. He never was. Never had double-digit sacks.
No. So. Well, that 1 year, he had 10. a couple years ago.
It
He
was
made
a
his
10 or
first Pro
9.5.
Bowl. He made his first Pro Bowl. I think he had like 10 or 9.5, whichever
I
one
thought
it
he
was.
had 9.5, yeah.
Yeah. So,
But he
I
does
don't
everything else
expect-
great, though. You know, he
Yeah.
plays the run. He does everything else that you could ask him. So I think he'll be fine. The problem is I like Josh Sweat, but I'm not like. I think he's a good rotational guy, and then Derek Barnett is just trash.
But do you feel like, hey, that Josh Sweat, like he had no help? One Graham went down.
Yeah, he had no help.
Graham went
Yeah,
down.
he
He
had
had
no
no help at all because
That is
Josh
true.
Sweat came out firing. He dude
That's
was
true.
like balling off the sideline. I mean, but Barnett, like, why would you bring Barnett back? Like, I mean, I'm watching these Eagles players that are on the free agents. Nobody is picking them up. Like, they're not that good. Yo, that should tell you something. Ain't nobody was going after Boston Scott. Ain't nobody going after Howard, Barnett, and McLeod.
Let me, dude. This is how bad it is. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is how bad it is. I thought that nobody would sign Barnett, and that was my April Fool's video, was going to be the Eagles signed Derek Barnett. Like, I literally thought that was going to be my April Fool's video, and they really signed him. And it was like, I'm like, this was supposed to be a joke. And they signed him $14 million, and they guaranteed $13 million of it. What are you doing? Like, to me, that's the only reason they do that is because Howie Roseman wants to check off the box. See, I drafted a guy who got a second contract. I hate that signing. Like, that signing enrages me, man, more than anything. You know, it really does.
Yeah, look, I didn't understand that signing, like, not one bit. I don't understand.
No, you have a guy like you have, what's his face? What the hell's his name? I can't. Jadeveon Clowney. He's still out there. You could have signed him.
He want, man, $20 million a year. Hey, yo, Clowney he's going from team to team.
Is he asking for $20 million?
Yo, he's going from team to team collecting checks. This dude been to the Seahawks, the Browns, the Texans. Who else? I mean, the past 4 years, he's been on 4 different teams. Yo, he's just collecting a paycheck, 1 year deals. Yo, he's just collecting checks.
I would have took him over Derek Barnett any day of the week. Any day of the week. Especially now that Carson's in the NFC East again. You need somebody to put that fear in Carson's head. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so hey, the NFC East. All right, the Dallas Cowboys. Look, I don't know what they did. I mean, they went into the offseason. I was thinking that they was going to keep all their guys together. They got rid of Cooper, Gregory, Wall. I mean, Wilson left. Gallup, he torn his ACL, so he won't be back to November. I mean, how much closer has this division gotten because Dallas, choose not to keep nobody?
Yeah, I think it got a lot closer. I think that the Eagles, Washington, and Dallas all could legitimately win this division. I don't think the Giants have a prayer, but I think I think those 3 teams can win the division. I think Dallas is worse. I think the Eagles defensively are better, and I think Washington's better with the quarterback. So, I think it's going to be a battle between those 3 teams. I think Dallas legitimately got worse, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, there's no way you lose Cooper and Gallup ain't gonna be back, and you're praying that CeeDee Lamb don't get double teamed, and all of a sudden that he's balling out of control. How is that possible? Like, man, I don't understand that.
Right, and they lost offensive linemen as well, and they lost Randy Gregory. They lost quite a few guys. I think Dallas takes a step backwards. I think the Eagles. I think the Eagles should be better, especially defensively, and I think Washington's better. So it's going to be a battle.
So how do you? All right, your worst nightmare in the division is Carson Wentz winning the division. How would you feel?
Depends what he does in the playoffs. It depends what he does in the playoffs. If he loses in the playoffs, I can live with it. But if he starts winning playoff games, I'm going to be sick in my stomach, man. I'll be sick.
Oh, yeah. Look, I hear you, man. Hey, Carson Wentz. I don't think he's going to finish the season. I'm sorry. It's open competition.
Maybe not. He might not. It's
open competition. Look. I don't care what Ron Rivera said. It's open competition. Heineke know the offense. Carson Wentz, yes, he's the guy. Of course, anytime you draft, you will get rid of 2 3s, right, for him, like 2 third-round picks for him, and you took on his contract, and you have to start him. But we all know Carson Wentz, man. Like sooner or later, the Washington fans gonna start turning on him, and he gonna start moping and go sit on the warm bench on the side by himself. And next thing you know, right now, the biggest hypocrite are the Washington football team fans, like the Commanders fans. Like, Carson Wentz is this. Carson Wentz is so good.
Right.
Have him, but when he was on the Eagles, he's trash. He's this, he's that.
Yeah, that's typical Washington fan. That's crazy. I try to be realistic with Carson. The guy still went out and had 27 touchdowns last year, 7 interceptions. He has some real boneheaded plays at real important moments. He'll probably do that again. But I think if he's halfway decent, I think Washington's a tough team because they got a lot. They got some defensive players that are all coming back from injury. I wouldn't sleep on them. I wouldn't say that they're the favorites in the division, but I wouldn't sleep on them either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think they're a lot better, but I feel like that Carson Wentz, mentally, I feel like if you couldn't work with the coach that you wanted to go to, the coach that know exactly, your weakness, your ups and your downs, and he kicked you out. To me, man, that's saying that mentally he just don't have it. I can't disagree with you there. The number one rush offense, all they asked you was to not mess up the game. That's it.
Yeah, I know. It was brutal. It'll be interesting. I can't disagree with you though. Something's wrong with that guy. How do you get traded for a first-round pick and the team gets rid of you in 1 year? In 1 year, they want you gone at all costs. Get him out of here. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Well, I really think because we got the first-round pick, I promise you, when the Eagles secure that first-round pick and the Colts did not make the playoffs, oh, my God, the owner was like, I gave up a first-round pick for you, and you couldn't even beat the Jacksonville Jaguars to get into the playoffs. You're out. You're gone. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
That was it. I watched him play. Oh, my God. This dude is about to get sacked. He switched the ball left hand, just threw it. I'm like, what are you doing, Carson? Those are the bonehead plays that would never leave Carson Wentz. He always got to play the ball.
Yeah, it's so true. He'll never change. He will never change. And it'll probably cost Washington a playoff spot. Yeah.
Yes. Hey,
hopefully against us. Hopefully against us. With the division on the line, he does some bonehead play.
Oh, man.
There's going to be some boneheaded play for a pick six. And then there's going to be a flag, and it's going to be Derek Barnett roughing the pass. And I'm going to lose my mind. That'll be something like that.
No, if that happens, I think that Carson Wentz will walk away from football like Andrew Luck. He will walk away. You know what I mean? I thought that he was going to walk away. For real. I thought after he got traded from the Colts, man, your heart is so broke. And then you go to the division, the team that trades you away in the division. And now, twice a year. I thought that mentally he wasn't there. So he would put up Andrew Luck, with the injuries. His mental health is not there no more. Hey, I'm tired of being injured. Boom. Hey, let's walk away. I thought he was going to do that.
He might, and he still might. This is his last hurrah. If he doesn't play well this year, he won't ever be a starter anymore. This is it for him.
Yeah. So let's talk about the honey badger, man. Like, I don't know what he's waiting for. I mean, what is your gut feeling saying about the honey badger? Is
Apparently,
time before the draft or
he's
after the draft?
done this before, where he just takes his time. He doesn't rush. So I just don't think he's in any rush whatsoever. Um, but will he come to Philly? That's going to be the question. The fortunate thing is at least he's won a Super Bowl before. So maybe that will make it more possible. But man, I if they could add him, if they added the honey badger, this defense would be so much better. It would be so much better than it was a year ago with him, Reddick, White. I mean, that's a legitimate upgrade on defense. I would love to see it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. If we get the honey badger, look, hey, forget safety this year because you still got Epps.
Yeah.
Epps played great last year. Towards the end of the year, he started playing good. We still got Anthony Harris, another 1-year deal. You still got that kid we drafted last year. God, man, what's his name? Man, talking all that trash. He got hurt. Man.
Oh, Kevon
Wallace. We still look, the whole thing with our draft picks. We don't give them a chance to play. Like, we just don't.
Could you imagine if they signed Honey Badger and then pulled off the trade that I'm talking about and got Sauce Gardner? Boy, that secondary would look pretty nasty, man.
Yeah,
that would look nasty.
Yes, absolutely.
That would be a nasty secondary.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah. Look, I want the honey badger to come. If he doesn't come, but I have a gut feeling though. Like the past couple years, any free agent that's like late signing, right? Late signing, the Eagles always get them.
Yeah,
like,
they do a good job with that.
Seem to kind of like, hey, what is this guy waiting for? And next thing you know, the Philadelphia Eagles have signed Steven Nelson, or this and that, Alshon Jeffrey. I mean, like Blunt, like these guys, like these big name guys too. They're not like somebody off the streets. They're just waiting for a shot, and then we give them a 1-year deal because they know if they do good, Howie is going to pay them.
Yeah,
I mean, so he's going to.
Yeah, I mean, the Honey Badger may be waiting too. He might be waiting until after the draft because teams that don't come out with a safety that they want are willing to pay more to get them because they still have to fill that need. So that could be part of it too.
Yeah. Yeah, the Saints is supposed to be in the picture. Hey, we'll see what happens with that. But let's look. The NFC is wide open right now.
Wide open. Yep.
All right. So we have the Bucks. They're a year older. With who know what's going on with old Gronk. He's not ready to come back to football yet. We got the Rams. They kind of reload. I think they got a little bit better with Bobby Wagner on the defense. And they got Allen Robinson, a guy that we targeted. We could not get.
That would have been a fantastic pickup for us.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Exactly. So to me, they are the favorite, and then you have the Dallas Cowboys. So how many? Okay, so right now before the draft, if you're looking at the NFC division for the conference, who makes the playoff? Like just right now, just a little.
In the Well, I think you would have the Rams. They're going to win their division.
Oh yeah.
I think Green Bay wins their division.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say the Eagles are going to win their division because
the Eagles win the division.
I'm going to say we're going to win it. I'm not giving Dallas or Washington anything right now. Let's see the NFC South. I'll say Tampa Bay wins that division.
Yeah, there's nobody else there.
Yeah. So, those would probably be your division teams. And then a wild card, you figure I think the Niners are probably a wild card team. Dallas is a wild card team. And then you have one more wild card team. It could be
the Cardinals?
A bunch of people. Cardinals could be, possibly. Although I don't know what's up with Kyler Murray. Is he going to play if he doesn't get a contract? Like, there's a lot of weird things going on with him right now, too.
Yeah, he said he's not going to play it down until he get a new contract.
Yeah, so like, who knows what's going to happen there? So, NFC's wide open. I think there's I think Green Bay, Rams, and Tampa are legitimate threats. Other than that, I think it's wide open. I do.
Yeah. So, AFC West, who's the odd team out? Woo! Because they got the Broncos with Wilson and now Randy Gregory. You got the Raiders with Devontae Adams and Derek Carr. And oh boy, man, they signed a edge rusher, a big name. Man, edge rusher.
Who? The Raiders?
Yeah, the Raiders.
I don't remember who
they got rid of Agnagwe or whatever, but then they signed. Who did they sign?
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember who they
signed. Chandler Jones.
Oh, Chandler Jones, the Raiders.
Yeah, your Chandler Jones, and then you got the Chargers with Khalil Mack.
That's the team I like, and I think they're going to win the division. I think the Chargers. I got the Chargers winning the division. I think the Chargers are scary, man. I think they're going to be good. I think the odd man out is going to be the Raiders.
The Raiders?
Yeah, I think the Raiders. I'm a big Derek Carr guy.
I mean, you saw what he did last year without Devontae Adams, with his other wide receiver locked up, with his coach getting fired. They still make the playoffs because of Derek Carr.
That it comes down to that one game, remember that Chargers game Monday night, where all the Chargers had to do is not call timeout, and they were perfectly happy letting the clock run down.
Yeah,
and they use a timeout. Stupid Chargers.
Yeah,
I just think that's such a. Yeah, well, I mean, the Raiders were content with just having a tie, and they both make the playoffs. And the Chargers called timeout, and then they gave them time to run a play. It was stupid. I think. I mean, that's a tough division, but I think the Chargers, to me, I think are the favorites, and then I think Kansas City, of course, I think they'll still be good even though they lost Tyreek Hill, and then I think Denver's pretty good too, man. I kind of like what Denver's done. So if I had to guess, I would guess Raiders. I mean, those are four really good teams.
Yeah, they are. Like, the only thing with the Broncos is their wide receiver core is so young. And, like, I mean, with Judy,
but they're talented, though.
Patrick, yeah, they are. But, I mean, look, Russell Wilson had DK and Lockett. I mean, and now you go to Judy and Tim Patrick and, like, I don't know who the other
Cortland Sutton.
Tight end.
They got Cortland Sutton. He's really good. Yeah, he's really good. So they've got legitimate weapons. They got a decent running game. Yeah, I think they're going to be tough.
Yeah, and their defense was top 4 in the league last year to run against. Just top 4 defense last year.
I think Denver's good. That division's going to be crazy. I mean, those guys are going to beat the crap out of each other. It's going to be the best division in football.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, by far. Like, by a mile. Like, but it reminded me when the Eagles, the Giants, and the Cowboys made the playoffs a while ago. But that was so long ago, man. It was ridiculous. Yeah. So Howie Roseman got a new 3-year extension. I mean, what was your gut feeling? Like, I mean, man, are you okay with it? I mean, were you mad? Like,
no, I expected it. I mean, I know that the Eagles don't blame Howie for anything. They hold him no responsibility for anything. I think Howie does a great job with trades. I think he does an okay job with contracts. I think he's horrendous at drafting. If they could have just moved him to like a different position within the organization where he's not evaluating talent, I would be okay with Howie Roseman being there. He could be the vice president of the team. I don't care. But just don't let him evaluate talent. That is where he kills us.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm very concerned about the draft. I'm very concerned about what he's going to do. I'm scared. To be honest with you, I'm scared.
Well, look, after last year, he gave me a little bit of confidence because last year, look, he did. Look, Landon Dickerson, ain't nobody was going to touch this guy if Howie did not in in the second round, right? Yeah, in the second round. So just to go out on a limb and get Landon Dickerson, one of the best left guard in the league, and to
Yeah.
have to start and to
Yep.
secure that left side, like Jalen Hurts left side, yo, that was the steal of the draft to me. A
It was a
first
great.
round
It was a
pick,
great steal.
the steal of the draft, and then with the Gainwell pick, even though we didn't start running until late, but still, he's a great piece. If Miles Sanders can't handle the load, you still got Gainwell back there. Devontae Smith, man, the whole from 6 down to 12 up to 10. We still got the wide receiver, possibly Hall of Fame wide receiver, the first Heisman Trophy winner in Eagles history. I mean, and then he got some pieces too with the Milton Williams. Yo, this dude is going to be a monster. Milton Williams, he played limited snap last year, and he was terrorizing people. So he did pretty well last year. So this year, let's build off of that.
We'll
And
see. I hope you're right.
Money. The trade was money so far.
Yeah.
You got 2 first-round picks next year. You still got 2 this year. And then you got a second, 2 seconds the following year. You got an extra third this year, an extra 7th, extra 4. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, he flees the Saints for everything they have.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's what he does good. He does trades well. As far as the draft goes, I look at like a clock is right. A broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? That I have to see much more from Howie Roseman before there's been too many drafts where he's been horrible. And finally had one looks like a decent one. That's great. But now you have 2 first-round picks. Now it's important. Let's see what he does. We'll see. It makes me nervous.
His lined up exactly with Nick Sirianni. It's 3-year contract. Nick Sirianni got 3 years left. So that means after 3 years, if the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl in 3 years, coach is gone, GM is gone. Hey, let's start over. That's basically what Jeffrey Lurie gave him, a 3-year contract. He was like, hey, that's your guy. You picked him. Hey, now your fate lies with them.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out if the owner holds Howie responsible for the draft. But I mean, we'll see what he does. He's got to hit on these picks. That's all I know. You got to hit on these picks, man.
Yes. So you are doing a live on draft day?
Oh, yeah.
Because look, I'm ready to see Philly 500 draft day meltdown, man.
Oh, God. I hope there's no meltdowns. I'd rather be celebrating. You know what I mean? I hope there's no meltdowns. But you just don't know what Howie. I have no idea what to expect from the draft this year. I really don't.
Look, Anthony was like, what would y'all consider a failed draft in round 1 and 2? A failed draft is, look, I don't know how you felt in this draft. I mean, you have all the ammunition to do whatever you want, to move back in the first if you want, because you have 2/3. I mean, you have, ammunition to move up to top 10. You have ammunition to jump back in the second round. I mean, it's everywhere. So if you cannot hit on this draft, we're going to be the left in stock. I mean, everybody and their mama knew that the Eagles had 3 first-round picks. Eagles are doing something that no team with a 9-win winning record ever do, is have 3 first-round picks. We were in a great situation. So if you don't come out of this draft with a DB, a short top 10 DB right now, a edge rusher, or a defensive tackle, something, do not draft no center. That would be a fail to me. If you draft a position that we do not need right now.
So what is the goal? Is the goal to get better next year or to get better in 2 or 3 years?
The goal is
what
to
is
get
the goal
better.
of the draft?
The goal of the draft is to address what if your weakness this year and build off of it next year. It's to get better. Yes, we make the playoffs with 9 wins, but honestly, we should probably win like 6 games.
So here's my question. Here's my question. If we're using the draft to get better specifically next year, then why didn't we use free agency to get better specifically next year? When you have legitimate guys that could make you better, not even come to Philly, or we wouldn't even overpay for them. If we're really trying to get better next year, why did we waste the whole free agency?
It's all about the money, man. Like, you saw the amount of money that was being like thrown out there. I mean,
yeah, well, but in 2-3 years, that money that's gonna be cheap. Like did you see how much Derek Carr's making? And then you go look at Russell Wilson making, what Mahomes making. Like, in 2-3 years, whatever you pay a guy now is going to be a bargain in 2-3 years. So I say pay it and just get it over with, because you're going to have to pay it anyways, regardless.
But see, the whole thing is we already $38 million in dead cap money this year already. So I mean, I saw those numbers. I'm like, how are we so bad? All these contracts that was getting pushed the whole Carson Wentz. I thought his contract left the books. How are we still that much in the hole?
Right. And then the question is how are we really that good at contracts then?
Yes. See?
Right. He says he's great. Well, if he's so great, why are we 30-something million in dead money?
Yes.
So it's like, it can't be one or the other. My thought is, as far as the draft goes, a fail to me is if you don't come away with 2 starters in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I need 2 guys to start right away. That, to me, is a success.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, I don't even care. One on offense, one on defense. I mean, to me, if we could get a wide receiver for Hurts, please get a wide receiver for him. Look, I won't even be mad at it. If we get an edge rusher, a DB, a wide receiver, look, in the first, that is a win. If that is a win, hey, we don't need to draft nothing else. Like, we got a DB or an edge rusher, a starter, offense and defense, and now we could just and now the fan be like, okay, now we could build, in the second round, third round, and just start moving, these little pieces around, So, yeah, we have to come out a starter. I mean, look, Jalen Hurts to me is not that he is going to take a big step forward this second full season starting. Like, this will be his first time in 5 years with the same coordinator. Like, 5 years in college. This dude, this will be his first time in 5 years. And then, and we all heard the stories, he's practicing with the GOAT, what I mean? Picking his brains, hey, what do you see? How do you do this when you see that? I mean, I love Jalen Hurts. Like, we could have had a Baker Mayfield, right? At the moment he heard that, that Deshaun Watson was supposed to come to Cleveland, he wrote a 20-page, goodbye letter. Like, what kind of crap is that?
Oh, okay. I don't want anything to do with Baker Mayfield at all. Keep him the hell away from our team.
Exactly. And I don't understand why, some Eagle fans, you can't see that. Like, you cannot teach what Jalen Hurts mentally brings to the
I
team.
agree with that.
Mentally.
I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, you can't teach the intangibles he has. I totally agree with that. The question is can he become a better passer? And that is something that we're going to find out. I know he's going to work his ass off. I know he's going to do everything he can possibly do. That's what I like about him. My issue comes back to the team. If Hurts is doing all that, why don't you get him help this year? Like, that is my big problem. Like, make it easier for the guy, not harder. Get him help.
So, what is your gut feeling is telling you about Jalen Hurts this upcoming season, regardless if we get him a wide receiver or not? Because the whole point was he can't read defense or his throws is too late. It wasn't like, hey, there's nobody open. In some cases, yes. But the main issue was like he can't read defense. The throws are too late. Blah 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 blah. So I mean,
I think he's going to be better than he was last year. The question is how much better will he have to be in order for the Eagles to trust him and give him an extension? Like, I don't know what that level is. Like, I question how much the Eagles trust him. Like, I feel like us fans trust Hurts more than the front office. Because if you look at all the rumors that were out there, everything was out there. Why are they not getting him help? Why are they still bringing in quarterbacks like Matt Corral to visit? Like, it just makes me wonder their commitment to him. I think, like, us fans, probably most of us are more committed to Jalen Hurts than the team. So how good does Hurts have to be in order for the Eagles to say, all right, he's our franchise guy? That's what I wonder. But I do think he'll be better than he was a year ago, for sure.
So answer your question. So how good do you think that he has to be touchdown and interception ratio?
If I look at the Eagles, and this is just based upon what they've done, not giving him help, trying to be involved in every quarterback possible, trading a first-round pick for a first-round pick next year, I think he's got to go out and throw like 35 touchdowns. I think he has to have a monster year. Otherwise, I think they're going to look to replace him. That's not what I want to do. Let me be clear. I don't want to do that. I just get the sense from them, based upon them trying to get Russell Wilson, trying to get Deshaun Watson, bringing in Matt Corral, following Malik Willis everywhere he goes at the Senior Bowl. Like, there's just so much smoke there with this front office. I just don't know where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Like, if it was me, I would have gone out and I would have, if I had to overpay, Hurts would have Devontae Smith and somebody else on that other side that is good. And then I would have said, all right, now let's see how you do. I would have helped them out way more than the Eagles have.
I think the draft, I'm going to go out on a limb. I believe that Howie Roseman will draft a wide receiver for the first time in a long time in the first round. He will use both picks. He will use one on offense, one on defense, because there's no way that he's been looking for help for Jalen Hurts all offseason. It's just the price tag was too much. I can only imagine if Calvin Ridley did not, do what he did, whatever it is, how would he fit on the Philly team and what the fans would be saying then? Because, he did try to go get a wide receiver for him. It just, things did not line up. And then everybody else was just getting overpaid. It's a wide receiver market. Look at Deebo Samuels. He's waiting to get paid. I mean, Tyreek Hill. Everybody is getting to get paid, and they are overpaying this offseason. So because we're not one wide receiver away, I agree to not overpay, but at the same time, you still need to put somebody around him. And I feel like the draft, because we do have 2 first-round picks, and I really think that they're going to draft both picks, man.
They might, yeah. It might. It's going to be interesting. I expect them to take a receiver within the first 2 rounds. The more time that goes by, it seems like they're going to draft a receiver with that second first-round pick. So we'll see.
As long as we don't pick a wide receiver in the second round, that is bad luck wide receiver lately. Rager, JJ. I mean, that is bad luck wide receiver so far. First round, look, it's like you can't miss, right? A first round wide receiver, you cannot miss. That guy is going to start for sure. For a fact that a lot of people had a first round grade on him. Rager had a 3rd, 4th round grade on him, but you drafted him in a second round. So that's your fault.
They drafted Rager in the first round.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Ooh.
They drafted him over Justin Jefferson.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Oh, I thought it was second.
No,
But that
it's
didn't
first.
even feel worse.
This would be the third year in a row where they draft a wide receiver in the first round if they take one.
Yeah,
The only team that's done that, they'd be the first team since the Lions of like 2000 or something like that. Anytime you're compared to the Lions is a bad thing. It's a bad thing, you know.
But the Cowboys is bad then because I think they've been compared to the Lions of not
Yeah,
the championship.
and that's why they haven't won in 30 years.
Oh,
You
man.
know?
All right, man. Look, I'm about to wrap it up. But I got to ask you Sixer questions. Just a couple of them. All right. So the Sixers face the Raptors, I think, this Saturday. All right. At Philly. So how do you see this series going? How many games and who wins the series? Like,
I think this is. I mean, I think the Raptors always. You said to me earlier, they've beaten us, right? Like
3 out of 4.
So I think it's a tough series. I think it's a 7-game series, but the Sixers have home court. So I think the Sixers win in 7.
Sixers win in 7. So
yeah,
who's the X factor? In order for the Sixers to win, who has to be the X factor? Hey, we already know that Embiid is going to do what Embiid
and Harden got to do. I think Maxi's got to play really, really well.
Oh, man, I picked Tobias Harris.
Harris. Yeah, he's got to play good too. Sometimes he seems invisible to me. I think if Maxey can play like he did the first 3-4 games that Harden just came over, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, the only thing is this. I'm going to give you one more X factor. Glenn Rivers. Glenn Rivers cannot blow leads, man. Like, I mean, I've been watching the Sixers play. It seems like just don't worry about it, team. Don't worry about it. If you're the opposite team, hey, you like, we got this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it because they're about to let us back in the game. Like, they're never out of it. I've watched playing Sixers game. I'm like, come on, let's go. But as soon as MB sit down, the whole
as soon as MB and that's been a problem for Rivers. If he does this, he's got to get fired, dude. You can't do this. He's got to get to at least the Eastern Conference Finals, in my opinion.
Okay, so your final prediction: Eastern Conference Finals. Glenn Rivers save his job, or do you have to go to the finals?
Eastern Conference Finals. I think he saves his job.
Okay. All right. Phil,
I think they'll get. I think they'll get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right. Hey, look. Good luck.
Thank you.
Look, good luck. I will be watching and rooting for Philly because that is my second favorite team. I'm from South Jersey, so New Jersey Nets / Brooklyn Nets. But I will be rooting for Philly until they play the Nets, and then, hey, it is what it is. But, man, look, man, hey, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Man, hey, let them know, hey, your draft watch party, when is it? Like, who you doing it with?
I'll be doing the draft. It'll be every night of the draft, all three nights. It'll be me and Joey Shakes, and we'll be doing it. I don't know. We'll probably be starting. I don't know, half hour to hour beforehand, and we'll go till this whole thing is over. So it should be a lot of fun. If you want to see meltdowns and all sorts of craziness, definitely come on by. Should be interesting.
Yes, and click that link, man. Click that link and help them get to 40K.
Yeah,
come on,
40K.
man. It's so close, man. Help them get to 40K. Believe me, man.
Absolutely.
This guy right here, Philly 500, man. Look, I promise you right now, if you're not a content creator or you are thinking about doing this whole YouTube thing, just watch a few of his videos, right? And just watch. Like, I'm not even talking about right now. I'm talking about from the beginning when he first started and see where he at right now. I'm telling you, man, this is why I'm not in no rush to get to X amount of subscribers, this and that. I am about my craft, like you were about your craft, know what you're talking about. Like, because there's some people out there that actually listens to what you're saying and they take it to the heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
So make sure you don't feed a lot of BS, you know. So, and that's why when I first started watching you, I watched you for like a couple months. Matter of fact, yo, I sent you a super chat cussing you out. Why are you Why are you rooting against me? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, it was draft time. I was thinking draft pick.
But then I was like, man, you know what? Hey, I like that guy because realistic. All right, you have a platform, you know, and you have a lot of followers, subscribers, and you use it to, you know, to give some great knowledge out there, man. So thank you for doing what you do. And
thank you.
I'm your biggest fan, man. So
I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. I mean, you know, and you have the right approach. You shouldn't be worried about how many subscribers you have, or if you like. All that comes with time. The thing is, be yourself, have fun, speak of what's on your heart, whether people like it or not, and just have fun doing it. And things will take care of themselves. You know.
Yes, sir. Hey, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button because I will be going live during the draft and throughout the summer, especially when the Eagles play the training camp. Open practice. I do plan on being there. But as always, go Birds.